All right, we're here playing one match against my buddy Braden, and we are playing Jafar Wheel. This is a deck that I've only played a few games with, but I'm excited to play more with it. The Jafar Striking Illusionist, which we have here, I think is pretty solid. I am also interested in seeing how good the Blue Fairy is because I've been really enjoying Bucky lately. So maybe I'll keep most of these cards. I even kind of like keeping Whole New World because I have Whole New World Jafar. Maybe I just keep everything. All right, I'll keep everything. I like not mulliganing when I have a good curve and I don't really know what my opponent is playing. Braden is playing Pawpsicle Control. Because I don't have the shift for this, I kind of want to ink this and then just play Blue Fairy next turn. If we had the shift for it rolled up, I would probably play it on 1, Blue Fairy on 2, and then go for shift on 3. But I think with this, I'm going to go Blue Fairy on 2. Ink Friends. Blue Fairy is interesting as well. It's another card that doesn't seem like it pairs that great with Whole New World, which we have in hand, and Whole New World seems pretty bad against Fishbone Quill, so we're probably just not even going to cast it unless we're combo killing. So, I do like maybe playing Merlin on 4 instead of Tinkerbell Shift. So let's just go for a loot, and I don't mind a quest, since it does have evasive. Unlike Bucky, Bucky has ward, Blue Fairy has evasive. So they're vulnerable against different things. Mickey Mouse, so Braden doing the full-on ramp thing. Next turn I'm going to be casting some really powerful things, more than likely. So, I'm going to loot with Think, and I'm going to discard Grab Your Sword, because I don't think it's going to be that great here. We're going to play Captain Hook, and I'm going to play a Jafar, and I get to draw a card. I thought it was going to make him discard. I'm so used to playing with Bucky. But we will quest with the Blue Fairy, and we'll just put a little pressure. We'll keep looting. And now we have a virtual shift target for Jafar, which is very scary for them. Another Jafar. I really don't think I'm going to play this Whole New World until it wins the game. So let's go pop the Mickey, draw. Titan on the Fishbone Quill, I think at this point is irrelevant. I'm going to play it in the Inkwell. I'm going to play another Jafar. Just keep my shift targets high. And I'm gonna quest for 2. Put some life pressure on. My hand's pretty solid. We have the kill with Jafar, Whole New World at some point. I could have just done it last turn, but it would have gave them the ability to maybe come back in the game. It's not like they're out of the game at this point. They are grinding. But their deck does have quite a few like spell removal spells and things like that, but just kind of playing with its own food right now, right? Alright, be prepared. So now we can go Blue Fairy, Ink one, play Merlin. Your turn. Just keep on questing. Gaston. I was a big fan of this Gaston when it was first revealed. Alright, Ink Robin. Play Jafar, draw a card. And this has evasive, and I don't care if this dies. Another Gaston. Let's hope they don't find a removal spell for Jafar. We get to sing with Jafar in play. Pretty happy. I don't know that we even need to, though. Could just sing Grab Your Sword instead to kill this Gaston. Could draw another card. And we can ink this Shmee. He's supposed to have evasive, so let's just go ahead and quest with another one, and then we can threaten to combo kill. To go. Next turn we go quest with one, then play wheel with the other. Gain 14. They're still just kind of low on cards, and all my things have evasive, so be prepared is what I'm really afraid of. Yeah. But we have one more, and we have a grip full, and they only have 2 cards, so. So we can go Beast and Jafar. And that will let us be able to shift on the following turn and wheel. Art of Tefiti says, put the top of your deck in your ink while face down exerted. Nice. Alright, let's ink. Let's go shift 5. We'll play this. We'll gain 7. Now it's just going to be really difficult for them to make sure we can't gain 4 more lore. Here we go. I can't see how much this costs to play. Ba-boom. Alright, so we're in a tight situation now. Oh, I can just clear both. That's sick, actually. And then we can play Robin and Beast. Here we go. Gonna play Titan on something. I don't really want to. I feel like they just have enough ink. Maybe that's just never the case. 16 now. Aram. Back in the Pawpsicle. Maui. Alright, we get to draw a card at least. Gross. Tough turn. Alright, so we have 10, max 11. We can go Ink Rise. Kill the Maui. Play Robin Hood, play Jafar. Play Quest, I guess. Here we go. Pushing towards 20. Force them to kill untapped characters. Oh, hear him. The card always feels so good when my opponents play it, and it always feels so bad when I play it. I just never have something to sack. Grandma Tala. This one's probably bad for me. Once you play this character, look at the top 2, put one in your hand, the rest on the bottom. The card's awesome. 4 cost 3/3. I just haven't seen anybody play this card. I think it's great. Be prepared. All right. They're at 13. What do you got? McDuke. Guess I should have held on to the smash. Here we go. If my Jafar untaps, I can win the game. No! Still not out of it yet. Depends on what's played right here. Another McDuck Manor. Okay. This is very bad for me. Stratsu. Okay. Kill this so we're not dead. Maybe I should wheel here. I wonder if I should wheel here. I'm gonna play hook. Can maybe wheel next turn, but I don't know if it does anything next turn. This is a wild game. I've never had a game that was this close, nail biting. It took, what, 3 Be Prepareds, but we went through most of the deck. I probably played pretty poorly around Be Prepared, if I'm being honest. It was not at the top of my brain the whole time. Oh, did we just get combo killed by this thing? Nice. Alright, we got whipped. It was a close one, though. I probably made some mistakes. Probably definitely made some mistakes. Alright, we got a decent opener, but let's see. We know Braden is playing kind of a mid-range rampy deck, so I think the blue fairy's good. The queen's castle's pretty good. Grab your sword's bad. Keep the card draw. Alright, I'm always down to ink beast on 1. That's my new rule. If it's in my hand and it's beast and it's on 1, it's ink. Second tink is ink. Blue fairy. One thing I really like about this deck is the Queen's Castle with Tinkerbell. That shift is so brutal sometimes. I'll jump ahead. Alright, I hate Smash. I wish it wasn't in the deck. Hopefully no rush evasive. I don't know if there's any rush evasive, but if it exists, I hope it's not coming right now. Alright, so let's go hook. I will McDuck and then I'll quest as well. Shall draw 2. Here we go. I didn't like the shift attack. Didn't feel it was strong enough. We're just like not even killing it. We do draw a card though. This is my Hirams, right? These are my Hirams. Okay. Interesting. I think it's another Queen's Castle. And I think we ink this and then go here. And ink quest with both. Here we go. I also haven't seen too much of dueling locations. I haven't seen that too often. Yeah, Medusa this, Medusa that. Alright, so we go up to 10. That's a lot. Guess this Jafar is not looking so great. Guess we'll just play this, deal 1 to everything, quest, and keep pressuring. They really need Maui. Hope they don't find it. One jump ahead. We love to see that. They're probably dead to the castles now, especially if they're attacking. Alright, so we'll go this Tink, and then that'll kill the Medusa. We'll quest. I'm gonna ink, and we'll suit up this castle with this Tink. Here we go. There's the Maui right on time. They're dead to everything else, so it doesn't really matter. GG, game 3. Alright, so it seems like the McDuck Manor is a big part of his game plan. I'm not a biggest fan of Yzma. I'm going to put back these looking for the 1-drop so I can go Blue Fairy into Robin Hood. Alright, we didn't find it. If they play 1-drop, I'll play Hook, otherwise I'll ink it. Wrong kind of 1-drop. Wrong kind of 1-drop. Look, go. Probably shouldn't have kept these Titans. One jump ahead. Alright. I'm gonna ink Smash. I've decided. Probably should have stuck to my guns and ink Beast, but with 2 Blue Fairies, the Beast can draw cards, and this quest as well, so it pressures them. I actually quite like the way Blue Fairy looks. The shifts are like some of my favorite things to do in the game. So I'm just getting rewarded for shifting like crazy, but Brain's over here with Giga Brain. Alright, so we'll just chip them away with the Blue Fairies, with Evasive, and we'll use Rise on their McDuck. Hopefully McDuck doesn't become a problem because of it. And then every time we play a Robin Hood or a Beast, we'll draw 2. Develop your brain. Amatoa. Part of the Feedy. More rampy ramps. Alright. You heard him. Break it up. Ink a Smash. I'm going to hold on to another Rise in case they play McDuck. Next turn, I doubt I'll be able to play Rise. I definitely don't want to do it against Fishbone. Fishbone, when they're this low in resources, just means I can't play Wheel anymore, and that's fine. I don't really want to play Wheel anymore anyway. Yeah, see, they're even going to sack it to draw 2? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Brayden. Old Judy Hops. Another Fishbone Quill. We're spinning in circles, man. We're spinning in circles. Alright, whatever this is probably gonna get killed. But we gotta draw 2 cards. So let's draw 2. And we'll quest some. Dude, Evasive is broken. Evasive is so good. Did y'all know about this? Evasive? This mechanic? Seems very powerful. No one can kill any of my stuff. Okay, Wrath already, please. Then we'll get Jafar down. Everything will be hunky-dory. Bang, bang. Alright, we drew the 2 cards off the Beast. Maybe I should have Robin Hooded for this reason. I guess, is there a chance I ink Robin Hood? Am I suck in the head? Yeah. It's gotta be the duck. It's gotta be the da-boom. Castle down. No Maui one time? Tamatoa. Uh-oh. I don't think we're gonna win, chat. I think we're dead. Just a big boy. I guess I'll play Jafar. Hope I get extremely lucky. Oh my gosh. It can even kill the McDuck Manor, but right now this thing's questing for 3. They get back things from their bin. That's awesome. Oh, Tremaine. That's a GG. GG, my friend. GG. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about my deck, and I'll tell you what I think. The steel part of the deck, the shifts with the Blue Fairy, are awesome, and Blue Fairy itself felt pretty good. Obviously worse than Bucky, because I feel like discarding in this game is a bit better than drawing cards due to tensions with A Whole New World and other things like that. Obviously, there's diminishing returns on both. But I really like the Robin Hood chain, and I really like some of the Amethyst stuff. But I really wish this deck had more of the like rabbit bouncing instead of the like hook shmee. Like, I would love to have just more of those types of synergies for games where I don't want to cast A Whole New World early, where I just need to just sit and sit. Because the one game where I drew rabbit, I won, and it felt great.
Yeah, I think there's like some weird tension going on between the shift package and the rabbit package, and like they're both kind of trying to do the same thing except at different angles. And there's going to be matchups where just playing Jafar into Robin Hood is just like crazy, and there's matchups where playing rabbit into Madam and Fox is going to be like the best thing anyone's ever done.
Yeah.
I think locations are probably a situation where that's especially true. Like if you can go, Fox, deal 4, replay Fox, deal 4. If you have 2 Foxes, that's like pretty powerful, and your deck really can't deal with locations that effectively. But also it seemed like neither could mine, so that was kind of odd.
All right, hear me out. Hook feels unplayable. 1-drop Hook. I don't understand what happened, but because it doesn't have a good shift, I think it's horrible.
In that deck? It's just, are you on Smee?
I have Smee as well, but I feel like even if I play Hook against like an aggressive deck, they just have ways to invalidate it. Like I guess it's at its best against like Emerald, because their punishes are like you discard a card, but against those creatures, a Goon does basically the same thing, the 0-1 and Flynn Rider. And when I'm playing Hook, I always just feel like I can't quest with it, and my opponents will basically just choose to never quest into it, and so it's never really going to be at its full potential. And I ink it more often than not, and I just need my 1-drops to shift, I think. That's why I think Robin Hood's so strong, but I think Hook is just so bad.
Yeah, I think Hook does a thing where it like locks down the board, sort of like a specific chess piece, like its existence shuts off certain lines or forces your opponent to have certain things.
I agree, but I think that came with the days of Simba Bodyguard, and I do not think that those days exist anymore. So I don't know.
Maybe.
It's like, have you ever like played an old draft format and you realize that like, oh, this is a card that was in standard or whatever, and it was like, this card is pretty good in limited, but it's super good in standard because it does something like really specific. That's kind of where I'm at here with the Hook. Like, it was very good in its time because it was a 1-drop that could trade up against the 2/3 bodyguards. And now I think it just falls to Storm Rage on, grab your sword. The game is more about jockeying for position on the board, and your opponents just don't quest. If they're going to end up trading a unit that they don't want, they just won't quest. And you just don't really have a great way to punish them outside of grab your sword, but they're kind of doing the same thing, or just jockeying in a different way. I don't know. I feel like you need versatility in your 1-drops, and Hook just is not it. Maybe they'll print like a 3-drop Hook that's great. The one that exists is the shift one that exists is pretty bad because it only quests for 1 and it's not inkable and has some other bad stuff. But overall, was not a big fan of the Hook Smee stuff. I just want more of the Amethyst package, I think.
Yeah, I think the Amethyst package is like the powerful thing going on there, and the Jafar thing is actually like not even particularly impressive, unfortunately. It's
Well,
like a cool little.
I could have done it
thing,
multiple
but-
times against you in our match where I chose not to because you just had Fishbone Quill already. And I think that you are viewing it from the lens of a Fishbone Quill player. Whereas if I did that on turn 4 against like some opponents that don't challenge very well, how are they possibly going to win? Like I just gained 7 lore and refreshed my hand. They have 3 creatures in play or whatever. I don't know, man.
That's fair. I guess like to me, like you only got in those situations because I don't play to the board for the first 4 turns of the game. Where if I like was Amber Steel, I'd just kill the Jafars, right? Like
No, that's definitely true. I mean, that's how when I play Ember Steel, I'm pressuring their Jafars pretty heavily because I know that those are the dangerous shifts. Because the deck has trouble winning outside of doing the whole New World thing. You know, the Steel package at the top end with Tinkerbell, that seems like a good way to like board pressure, but also you can kind of quest because they're just so large. But but honestly, you know, without the Jafar wheel stuff, it's pretty weak. So Amber Steel feels like a pretty tough matchup for the Jafar wheel deck, but I think maybe they shine in other scenarios.
one thing I feel like this deck has, is that it. Like, I guess one problem this deck has is that you really want, like you were talking about the rabbit package, right? And you were talking about how Bucky is kind of better because you can discard cards, and that is a little bit more powerful in this game. I kind of disagree. I think the real important thing for this is that you just have no way to cheat on mana, and in this game, drawing cards isn't really that useful unless you're cheating on mana. Like, my deck's drawing a lot of cards, and that's because I cheat on mana using Fishbone Quill. Amber Steel draws a lot of cards.
I agree, but this build is like playing Smash instead of 3-cost songs that do the same thing, right? Like, I feel like this deck should just be playing. It's just a misconstruction of the deck. Like, I want Benja, I want Raging Fire, and I want Storm Rajon, and like I want to play more 3s. And instead, I'm just glutted with these 1s and 2s that do nothing and don't shift with Hook and Shmi, and they're there because they're like cosplaying as defense against the aggressive decks, but like you just don't need that, and because your other cards do it better, and their cards defend against that very well, and they've kind of already invalidated your cards before the game begins.
Yeah, I think like this deck, there's a reason it started off really hot and is no longer like the top deck in the metagame or even like a deck people are conversing about. It is a deck I am excited to try again with set 4 because I do think the wheel package with Jafar is powerful enough that if for some reason Amethyst Steel got something coherent, like there was actually some coherent game plan that really felt like its core identity was in Amethyst Steel, then this is something to take another look at.
All right, well, I got a new mission, and it's to break Jafar Wheel so that I can prove Braden wrong, because no one knows how to build decks, and this game is wide open and a lot of fun, and really complicated.
It is. That's all true, for sure.
All right, Braden.
Not the final word.
All right, Braden, thanks for playing one match with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, see you later.